Warning, the following is intended for immature adult audiences. Please do not attempt any of the stunts or activities mentioned in this podcast, future podcasts, or previous podcasts. And please don't do this one. It's hazardous to my health. The triple P. Oh. Peppers, Play-Doh, penis. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. Oh. What's up, Beer League hockey fans and fellow dumpers? Welcome to another unedited, unfiltered, worldwide Dump and Skate podcast, the #1 Beer League hockey podcast in the Bluffton, Hilton Head area, Pooler, Georgia area, and the Oswego and Naperville, Illinois area, and the countries of Israel, Canada, Colombia, and parts of Bosnia. And if you're having issues watching Facebook Live today, we are the reason why it shut down. We broke the internet. I am the podcast scheduler, social media content creator, official video and audio editor, the broken, old, and decrepit bender, the infamous ball buster, the podcast graphic designer, and merch creator. I am the admin's bitch and sounding board, Jeremy, as Houdini says it, the menace to Beer League hockey Abdu. With me, as always, the man that makes this podcast possible, the only producer that doesn't do any editing, the talent of the podcast but not on the ice, the friend and brother that will always have your back on and off the ice, but will tell me, no, please don't do that. The team dad, the one I used to nag about uploading podcasts, but now I have to nag about actually doing a podcast. Jeremy, Abdu's dry heaves make me laugh and give me pleasure, Holland. And cut. We're done talking about it. It's all we're done. We're done.
They really do, though. It's so funny. And I explained it all to you. It's hilarious to me. I'm really sorry. Hey, if you didn't give that at the end of your warning, this is for adult whatever's, I already had it in the chamber. The second you took a breath, it was coming out of my mouth. So I'm glad you got it out of your system.
I figured with this group of guys, I have to beat them to the punch.
Oh, man. If you don't know, Abdu is not only... No. I'm not going to get into that. Relax. Right. Your mind's already going there. I'm not going to do that to you. If you guys don't know Jeremy Abdu personally, you and I have had conversations where I think a lot of people that listen think they know you personally because of the podcast. And so you've had people come up to you that are randoms that are like, oh, yeah. And you're like, okay, guy, who are you? But if you don't know Abdu that well, or you've never really played hockey with him or anything, not only are you like an extreme like crap talker, like we've had a whole episode on this where like you talk crap to anybody, everybody, all the time on the ice. The people you dislike get it pretty hard. The people you really like get it even harder a lot of times.
Yeah.
Right. And so huge crap talker, but also notoriously, as you said, just an absolute menace in group chats and everything else. I mean, just defiling people's eyes in group chat messages with images that they don't need to see, don't want to see, didn't ask to see, and quite hilarious ways sometimes, which is just, again, it's just a part of knowing you and being around you, especially when you're comfortable with the group. And so we have multiple team chats from the various teams that we're on that you have absolutely dominated and made people uncomfortable. You've actually made people leave group chats, shout out Pabst, added them back in, and then they immediately leave again.
And it got so bad he changed his number.
Had to change his number and burn that phone. And so...
Jeez Louise.
Heck. So it's not Sarah this time, I promise. It's my dog. We're going to have to add another co-host to the show. Shut up.
Do you want to get into it really quick? Just a brief synopsis of...
No, I'm not going to do that to you. I mean, I don't mind saying it, but I don't want to get you dry heaving on the mic.
I'll mute it if I do.
Okay, so the boys a few weeks ago... Sorry, you're already getting it. The boys a few weeks ago found out that Abdu kind of has a kryptonite. And I'm not going to say what it is right offhand because I don't want to get you until I get to the story.
I don't need to get bombarded.
Yeah. So this particular child's play material.
Look, I don't need people from the other team. We'll just not say what it is. I don't need to get bombarded with it.
So you told the story about that it's your kryptonite. And so a couple of the guys said, look, a couple of the guys bought a huge pack of it and proceeded to harass you with it in the locker room. And so, however, that game we won. And then we won the next game when we ambushed you with it after the game. And so this past Thursday, you guys lost and I wasn't there, but we didn't do this particular ritual. And you said, hey, for the good of the team, we're going to do it. So the reason I laugh when you begin the dry heave is because of all the crap that you've given so many people in all these different group chats. It's just funny to me that like there's a pocket ace that everyone has now.
Yeah.
That if you begin to like really get under their skin, like they've got the pocket ace, they can pull it out and throw it down.
I'm
anytime
starting to
they
salivate
want to.
with just grossness right now.
So, it's funny.
Pepper
so, yes,
enjoys it. Pepper
enjoys
enjoys it. Like we'll talk about it. We were just talking about. He was talking about it the other day, and then I was just like,
yeah,
I looked like that captain on
You
the
got
team.
white.
I was starting to
You got
foam at the
ghost.
mouth and just
the captain on the team.
Ugh. Yeah. I wasn't shaking. I was shaking. Oh God, it's so bad. All right, moving on.
So,
Moving
anyways,
on.
yeah. So it's funny.
It's
So,
hilarious.
So
But legit, I had the dry heaves so bad. My
you
I was-
lost your appetite 2 weeks ago. We were supposed to go eat food, and you were like, "I'll walk with you, but I'm not eating. I can't."
Oh
eat.
yeah, and when
You ruined pizza night for me.
you ruined pizza night, and I did not go. I was looking forward to the beginning of the game because your brother and I were talking about it, and I'm like, yeah, let's go out for pizza, and then
Psych.
the incident happened. And yeah,
The substance that shall remain unnamed.
Yeah, it's, oh God, it ruined pizza night. And you're like, hey, you want a piece of my pizza? No, if I wanted pizza, I could afford the $10, $12.
The $6 slice.
Yeah, I would have bought
man.
it. And then even watching you guys, but then the grease of the pizza too, that didn't do it. You're good there, Curious George in the yellow hoodie.
Sorry.
What the heck have you just total just
My watch started going off and I was trying to make it stop. Sorry.
All right.
So anyways, let's get into it. What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all shapes, sizes, and flavors? Welcome in to your favorite beer league podcast, the one and only Dump and Skate podcast. As Abdu already said, we are worldwide. I really hope that Corey got some people in Colombia interested in it so that it's still being played in Colombia, because he's back. So it's not currently being played in Colombia if he didn't, but it's okay. So,
well, Tripod said he might be getting deployed again.
dang it, that sucks so hard.
I know. He might not even be able to do Chicago, which it really hurts. Yeah, it really hurts my feelings. So I'm willing, because we play them this Thursday. Corey, I just mean this in true love, and I'm just doing this because I want you to play in Chicago. I'm willing to take him out.
Hurt him?
Oh, yeah. Like, maybe give him just a sprained ankle. But he's a droney homie, so he just sits at a desk and flies drones. I know he doesn't really do that.
Wouldn't
I'll
affect him at all.
break his mouse hand.
You got to crush his fingers.
Yeah, crush his fingers. Or
Can't operate the camera now, can you, kid?
we'll just get doo-doo in his fingernails and just have it embedded and impacted in there.
I don't see how you can say that and it doesn't
Easy.
give you the gags and dry heaves.
Nope. The other stuff does.
That is so disgusting what you just said. That is just
The other stuff does.
so gross.
I'm just trying to figure out how to keep my black magic here. He's my roomie. I'm trying to figure out what we can do to get a room together.
We can find you a new roommate.
Who could we get? That would be
I don't know. We can find one though.
Corey tolerates my snoring. That's the other thing. He likes sleeps.
You snore?
Oh, bad. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. My sister and I went to Chicago, not for the Winter Classic. We went for Patrick Kane's homecoming, and we shared a room. And at midnight and at 1 o'clock, Minnie goes, "Shut up! Shut up! What are we doing? Why you muted?" Anyways, she was just yelling at me
Because my
I was
dogs
snoring.
are going nuts in the background. And that's
Jesus.
why.
Oh, I don't know what thumbs up means. So my sister was yelling at me for snoring so much every 20, 30 minutes. And so, yeah, I snore pretty bad. I grind my teeth too, but if we
Sarah
had
grinds her
Mamacita,
teeth
if we
every
had
now and then.
Mamacita in my life, she could tell you the story, but no, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, no.
Jeez. Well, we got the whole Holland household as part of our podcast team now. Oh, Sarah, no. We're doing another syrup.
No, to be fair,
No, there is no
she
fairness.
No, just hang on. She heard the dogs bark and she knew we were shooting, and she came running through to let them out. So she was helping. But as she came down the stairs, she heard me start to say her name. She goes, "Are y'all talking about me again?" So not really. He was saying he grinds his teeth when he sleeps because he was saying he snores and grinds his teeth. I was about to say that you do still occasionally. But
Oh, man. Again, some people, like we were saying.
Face.
Oh, Sarah. Jimmy Deloach will do anything just to get some camera time. Jeez, Louise.
That's funny. Yeah, she will occasionally, every now and then, grind her teeth, and it hurts me. It makes it. Oh, I don't know how it doesn't wake her up. So it's rare. She does it very rarely now, but when she does, it's like it could probably wake me up from a dead sleep. It just hurts to hear it. So I can sympathize with that. So
we really haven't even talked a thing about hockey other than the locker room.
11 minutes of more honesty. Welcome to the podcast. So before we go any farther into this
nonsense
rabbit chasing podcast tonight, we want to remind you guys to support those that support us, that have our backs, and that tonight we want to give a huge shout out to the guys at B&R Sports. It's brsport.com. Hit them up for anything you need hockey-wise, sticks, skates, any kind of protective equipment, laces, wax, whatever you need, they've got it. If you need jerseys or anything like that, let those guys know. So big shout out to John Morrell and all those guys there.
Huge shout out to that guy
that hook us up and help us out. They have weathered the storm with a couple of dum-dums down in this area who have had either weird concerns about like sock size, which is a silly question, and then some other financial issues. But yeah,
Team Trumpet.
Yeah,
but
so he's been a huge help. So can't thank those guys enough. We know Pete just ordered a stick from them. I'm pretty sure he had it. They was playing this weekend, and quick
2
ship.
days.
Yeah, there you go. So everything comes quick from them, just as fast as all these other big box hockey shops you can go to. But give these guys a shout. Give them a chance to get your business. They got some pretty good sales going on right now on sticks. I think most companies do. Because I think the old lines are starting to phase out. Yeah, old lines are phasing out, new lines are coming in. So hit them up. A lot of good clearance and sale items in their stick bin. Probably some other stuff as well out there. But I was perusing through the stick catalog the other day, and so hit them up. Get a stick and tell them we sent you their way.
Yeah, so, Rossi bought a stick. He sent me a message, said he needed a stick. He actually sent me a message on Monday or Tuesday, said he needed a stick. The guys at B&R Sports got it to him in time for the game that when they went to Birmingham. Got it Thursday, and Rossi did a 16-month payment program with them. So
he's going to pay him $3 every
he's
month.
Paying him $3 a month for the he got a true stick. So yeah, ask him about the dump and skate payment plan.
No, don't call it the dump and skate payment plan.
There is no payment plan. I'm just kidding.
Please don't do that.
Or ask him about the trumpet payment plan.
The trumpet,
and then
it's not the Trump. It's not the Trump payment plan. I feel like that's what people are going to hear. It's the trumpet, like the
yeah. Use promo code toot. Whoop whoop. Morrell is gonna kill me. People are gonna go like, "Oh, cool, we're gonna use a promo code
toot." He's gonna get a bunch of orders with promo code toot, and there's gonna get no discount. And he's gonna be like,
the toot is a 2-day shipping. Okay, seriously, guys, there is no toot promo code. It is there is none. There is none.
But if you type toot in, he'll at least
let us know what happens. Let us know what happens. Just write toot in the memo.
Yes. So, oh man. All right. Well, let's get into it.
That was 15 minutes of just man. It's a good thing I didn't take an edible today. I'd be babbling on still about the other stuff.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, let's get into it. We've had a lot of topics that we've kind of held off on because we've shot a lot of shows with guests here lately. And then just busyness of my schedule has kind of held us off of being real consistent the last, I don't know, probably month. We've been, weeks between podcasts. So we got different things that we haven't talked about. So we're going to try to knock out a few of those today. Title of the show, obviously today, is You're Just a Beer Leaguer, Relax. And so we run into a lot of people who take things just a bit too seriously. I think you posted something to your social media, and I think you posted it to ours too, didn't you? That was the two guys, like the Renaissance Fair guys in the octagon with the big spears. Like,
can you believe that's a real thing? Go look on our social media page.
Hilarious.
It's two guys. They look like medieval times, but they're in octagons. They're actually doing like jousting, chopping at each other. I can't remember what it's called, but it's called like armored chopping. I don't know. It's MMA, but they're wearing medieval time stuff and chopping at each other.
We should do like a contest where we dress guys up, put them at center ice, but instead of hockey sticks, because those clearly were not like jousting sticks. They had a rubber material or something on them. So because if it was a like pole, they would have been leaving dents in each other's helmets. Yeah, it would have been bad. And so we should get like hockey sticks, but like cover them in pool noodles.
Yeah, let's do pool noodles with hockey sticks.
Yeah, just go to town on each other in full gear and just see what happens. It'd be like a gladiator challenge, the joust, but with hockey sticks. It'd be incredible.
Yeah. But yeah, basically that's exactly what it's like. That was in reference to our last podcast with the mouse. Did you get my other reference in the comments of that where I did the?
Yeah, I had a hard time with it. I got that. I understood who you were referencing, but I couldn't quite figure out what you were going at there.
But you got it now, right?
I understand who it is, but I don't understand exactly.
He's a chopper. He's heavy with this stick too. Always.
This is the older one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you afterwards.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
anyways, we talked a while back about people that can't play in their position, and this is a good one to get into because my brother can't seem to play his position, and we're just going to go ahead and call him out by name because I'll probably get a text message a day or so after this goes live, which it'll go live tonight. I'll get a text message a day or so afterwards because he listens to the podcast. He'll be like, "What the heck, man? What are you doing? Why are you calling me out on the podcast?" And so you take issue with this way more than I do, and I think it's probably because was it you and me and him all playing on the line together?
Yeah, at the beginning of, I think yeah, because I cross-checked your brother.
You did do that at one point, which was a little comical. But
he plays ponton hockey.
So I would play center, and you two guys would play as wingers.
Yeah,
and you said he was constantly like on your side.
He was job shadowing me
of the ice. And you and I talked a little about this too, about how ice hockey specifically, has evolved here, especially in the last, 10 years or so, where it's not so much like, hey, you're only in this zone up and down the ice. A lot of times a winger, if they're the lead man coming out of the zone, will move to the center of the rink or even move all the way across to the left side if there's a lane there. And so wingers behind will then change positions and you just filter back in. And so there's some of that. But you take massive exception to the fact that he is, when you would play as wingers together, he's constantly on the same side of the ice, which is hilarious because when he plays D, he really doesn't do that. If he's on the right side, he stays on the right side pretty easily.
Right. Yes. And
this is your complaint, not mine. So you're going to have to carry us here, my guy.
That's fine.
You can't just nod and go, yeah, uh-huh.
Well, I'm just waiting for you to finish. But anyways, yeah, you're
finished.
And cut. Yeah. So if you're playing center and it's in our defensive zone or offensive zone, he is right next to me. So then I have to go to the other side just to open up the ice a little bit. And then next thing I know, as it takes me about 45 minutes to about an hour to get to the other end of the ice, he's right next to me. And then I go back over or same shift. There were times where like left wing, like when he's on the line before me, everyone's like, you got Chris. And I go, what position is he playing? Because right now he's like, he's playing ponton hockey where he's everywhere. He was everywhere. So it's frustrating, but yet it brings content because, like I said, it gets to the point where I'm like, Chris, play your side. And he's like, all right, my bad. I'm sorry. My bad. And then I go, Chris, play your side. And then one game, I was a little frustrated because we were losing, and I may have
Which has
taken it on
happened a lot.
Yeah.
Here lately.
Unless you are like me and you turn it over, and then you blow the lead, and then we tie it. But I cross-checked your brother. I said, get on your side. Whap. He just, from then on, didn't see him. But I think your brother, honestly, is better at the center if he's going to do all that.
Oh, I've made him play center a handful of times.
Right.
And I've looked him dead in the face. Like, would you rather play there? And he's like, well, I don't know. I'll do whatever. I'm like, well, we know. Just go play center.
Yeah. And again, center is perfect for him.
Yeah.
In a situation like that.
And then I get out there playing as a right winger, and I'm like, I'm definitely not going to play any sort of flow movement hockey, because if I drift over on Abdu's side of the ice, he's going to start cross-checking me in the back and stuff. And it's bad enough I get cross-checked by the other team. I don't need to be getting cross-checked by my own team. So,
well, you've been body-checked by your own teammate.
Shout out Rob Kuchimus.
No.
And Rob hit me behind our own net, and then they scored
Yeah.
a goal.
Yeah.
And then Thompson killed me at the blue line. Yeah.
This is why we need Live Barn down here, or some. Anyone want to just donate your time and videotape our games? If you just want to donate,
to buy a lapel mic. Let's get the
oh boy,
let's get the UAB broadcast.
Can we just talk about that really quick? I really want to talk about it.
Go for it.
All right, so today, which is Saturday, well, actually, I'll just start yesterday. I watched GSU play against UAB.
I'm just going to say, this is starting like a Holland story.
It is.
Go ahead.
Last night's feed was really bad. My nephew plays at the same rink as them, and the internet's really bad. You just can't watch any of the feeds. So
It's a really nice barn, by the way, though. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Is it a 2-rink facility?
I believe so, yeah.
Because the roof looks like it could have the shape of it.
Yeah, we saw the roof quite a bit. We saw the roof quite a bit.
Tonight.
We'll get to that. So yesterday, I started to watch GSU play, but the problem is it would just freeze all the time. I missed my Fondue Boo's goal, but thank God that their social media person posted, so I'll make a post about that. So then today they played, and feeds were great. And the guy that did their broadcast is a one-man band. He was doing the announcing, and he was doing the camera work. And in the third period, I see Jeremy Holland is now watching, and I just typed, let the fun begin, because I was a one-man band in the comments. I even said number 18, 20, and 27, which is Cooch, Black Magic, and White Magic. I said, they are skating like they actually have actual units. No one did. So then once Jeremy Holland came in, I'm like, my podcast buddy, my good friend is in. So we just started talking, doing a little bit of
you were doing that.
I was doing a lot. The referees were absolute garbage. They were giving out penalties that I didn't think were penalties. I'm not the only one that believed that. I said these calls are absolute baby Gerber food, soft as shit. And then in the third period, the puck goes out of play and right to the announcer. And I said, what did I say? I told the announcer, I said, hey, tell the Gremlin to give that guy a penalty for targeting the announcer. And then the camera just started drifting towards the ceiling. It was just a slow move. It looked like
it was pointing at the rafters. And so I started calling it out, and I was like, hey, these rafter shots are incredible. And then he obviously was looking at the comments, because he shortly after he grabbed and fixed it, right?
Yep.
And then at some point, I think what was happening is, I don't know if the tripod was moving or if
he was moving out there. He almost scored a goal.
But hang on, not that one.
Oh,
the tripod
my bad.
that the camera was on. The tripod that the camera was on. So I don't know if the thing was. So we have when we shoot our broadcast, we have a tripod that we have set up, and it moves. The base is set, but the top, up and down, left and right, and things, and you can tighten it and loosen it so that it moves, but it's not like freewheeling and just falling down or whatever. And I think Buddy shooting the solo must have had his a little bit loose so he could move it easily without knocking things around. Again, if he was doing both game call and the camera
you gave
work,
him props. You said Good job, my guy. You're doing great.
I think the tripod was a little loose, so that's why he kept getting shots of the rafters. It's
He
not
even
the
said
end of the
that too.
world.
He said, "Oh, dang it, this
He
tripod."
did later, but he said a couple times, and it wasn't like, oh, again, you give me crap about, like, oh, gee willikers, guys, like, doggone it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Dude wasn't cussing, but he was like, dang tripod, like he was mad at the tripod, and so you and I both jumped in and we're kind of like, hey, are you a one-man band? And the guy finally, like 2-3 minutes later, was like, yes, for those asking, I am by myself here, haven't run solo. And I commented and was like, hey, from one broadcast crew to another, you're doing a heck of a job doing it all by yourself. That's really, really incredible. And you made some similar statement. And I'm not sure exactly what happened.
Well, it started
a couple
floating
of
up
Georgia
again.
Southern. Well, it did a couple times floated up,
But
a
it looked
Georgia
like
Southern guy got ejected. The announcer was apologizing for the language, which I thought was a little comical.
Did you hear him?
Because I was like,
just get off the ice, man. You're not going to win the battle against the referee.
That was one of my first comments was, calm down, announcer guy. Like, it'll be okay. Like, I mean, we get in trouble for giving like too colorful of commentary at times on our games and being a little bit like very, very heavily biased towards our Georgia Southern guys, which again, we'll wear that. That's fine. But this guy was very funny with how offended he was. They were using bad language. And I was like, dude, it is hockey. Like, I couldn't hear any of the language, but even if we could, it's now maybe his thought process is like some of these kids' parents or like siblings or like little kids might be watching. And I get it. Like, I'm not making fun of him for, I'm not making fun of him for that, but I did think it was funny when he pointed out, like, we're sorry for the language. I was like, it's hockey. I guarantee you, if anybody's played it, they've heard much worse than whatever's being said by that particular player.
I'm making fun of him for how he was just like, get off the dang ice. You're not going to win the battle against the referee. They're going to have the last word.
He did have like the stereotypical like Alabama drawl, and I loved it. I thought it was phenomenal. He did. We need to clip this and post it. We need to tag their team in it. He did a phenomenal job. We are not being sarcastic or joking about that at all. For him to be able, it is hard enough for you. You don't do live game calls. You do color commentary. I do straight live game calls. That guy knew more of our guys, more Southern guys' names based off just looking at their numbers, because none of those guys have names on the back of their jerseys. He knew our roster better than I've ever been able to learn an opposing team's roster. So legitimate, a tremendous amount of respect towards him for how well he was doing running the camera and doing the live game call, because he was following the game really, really well, really, really closely. And again, to his credit, he wasn't like, oops, I forgot to move the camera with the play. He was following the play the whole time.
He was actually like the guy that you see in the streets playing the drums, the banjo, the cymbals, everything. He was.
And doing a really good job of it, yeah.
And the camera, it just reminded me of like when you watch video of people in like outer space. It was just floating, and the camera was just floating at the screen. And I said, NASA, please land the plane. We're floating. And then I have the screenshot. There was, I don't know
this
what
never
exactly
works. Just post them later. It always looks stupid.
I don't know exactly what we said, but the guy goes,
you said it was your comment about the referee that you sent me a screenshot that got deleted. One of mine got deleted, and I don't even know which one, but I started getting notifications. It was like, your comment's been deleted. So I looked back, and like multiples of my comments were deleted. And then I went to comment something when we lost the feed, and it said, you've been banned or blocked from commenting. And I was like, what the heck? So the whole feed dropped and completely went off. And I was like, what the heck had just happened, right? So you and I were texting back and forth, and I was like, we can't get back in. We can't find it. We tried to use our Dump and Skate account to get in, so it didn't work. I actually just checked UAB's social media, and it hasn't even been uploaded. It's not even on there. So I don't know exactly how a live
neither
feed
one of
works.
them are.
No. The one from yesterday is up on their Facebook page.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know how it works through Facebook, and that's what they were using. We use YouTube. But for YouTube, like once we go live, it's up. So there is no like I have to post it to anything. So he was shooting live through Facebook, and maybe it's differently. Maybe they have to, when they're finished, they actually have to post it. I'm not 100% sure. I thought once you started going, like it was up. He may have just canned it and then chose not to upload it at the end of the broadcast.
He had a legit breakdown.
But we got a phone call from a couple of wives of players. I'm not going to call them out by names, but I got a phone call. First, I got a text that said, "Are you watching?" And I said I was, but we just lost the feed. And then I mentioned, I was like, Abdu and I got basically kicked out, like blocked from commenting. I'm not sure what's going on. Within 2 minutes, I get a phone call from one of the wives, and there's two of them in the background, and they're laughing. And they said the poor guy that was running the broadcast apparently got really, really irritated about something, whether it was us. And again, we were not trying to do anything to irritate him. We were legitimately paying compliments. So if he got offended, that was not the intention at all. We were legitimately showing a tremendous amount of respect towards him. But they also said there was a goal that got disallowed or called back or something. And she said the guy just started losing it, started packing all of the gear up and just like closing it, and was saying stuff like, essentially, I told him I can't do this by myself or something like that. And so dude apparently got really, really mad. And when they heard that we got kicked out, I think they thought we started some of it.
We may have poked the bear a little bit.
When I told them what we said, they were like, well, maybe he misunderstood what you meant. They were like, because he got mad and basically just shut everything down. So we'll post this and clip this. I know the guy's name. I got to see if I can remember.
I already have a clip ready. But
Howell, I think, is his last name. Maybe was it Ashton? Ashton Howell, maybe. Dude, in all seriousness, we were not coming at you. You were 100% doing a phenomenal job. And so, yeah, it's Ashton Howell. We thought you did a heck of a job. I would gladly do a broadcast alongside him because I thought he did a phenomenal job with in-game.
The guy is like
calling.
a D3
really, really
Eddie Olczyk. So, but White Magic called me too. And he goes, you made the guy snap. He's like, you made the guy snap. And I go, we broke the internet. I'm self-proclaiming that. And then I get a text message from Black Magic, and he goes, you guys made the guy just snap. Yeah. Like I was getting messages. So,
so he's probably, well, I sent their club hockey team a separate message because I thought their video feed was actually really good. And I thought hearing him. So when he was apologizing for language and stuff, I couldn't hear anything that was being said, like nothing that was being said. So whatever microphone setup he has worked really good to kill any other noise other than just him. And he sounded super clear. So again, as you and I've already said multiple times, we actually really thought he did a phenomenal job. And since we are relatively new to broadcasting the games, I sent a message just asking questions about what equipment are you using, what products are like, what service are you recording through and upload, like all of that. And I wanted to just, again, start a relationship and kind of.
I found out what camera he's using.
You did?
Yeah, it's the Floater 2000.
Okay. So I sent the guy a message, but if we're the reason he shut everything down, I don't know that he's going to respond to us. Maybe he'll be calm when he sees the message and realize that we weren't antagonizing him.
Not only that, he will not get on our podcast either if we ask him. I'll do it, but that Abdu guy can't be on there. His language. But he did a great job.
I'm going to do it. I can't do it. I was going to get you there. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Please. Oh, no, don't.
Corey would have appreciated it. Sorry.
There you go. I hate everybody.
Shout out, Aiden.
Bitches. Oh, I can just hear Corey's laugh right now. Oh, I hate him. I hate all of you guys. So, yeah. So that's what happened. We broke the internet. We broke
the UAB internet.
We broke Facebook Live.
Oh my gosh, that was rough. Oh. All right, back to the regularly scheduled nonsense at hand. So yeah, do we have any other players that we played with that have been wildly out of position?
Ponton did at the Corey skate.
Corey skate, yeah.
I mean, there is a lot of people, especially in C League. I'll tell you what, C League. I subbed in C League, and
you felt like an all-star.
I did, That's why I want to play again. But
Just demote yourself.
if you ever watched 6 and 7-year-olds play, that's what C League was. The puck's in the corner, the whole entire rink follows. If it was a cruise ship, that thing would just
topple over.
It would just capsize and just fall right over.
It's a weeble wobble.
Oh my gosh. If the C League guys are not laying on the ice from falling, it's like 10 guys on one puck, 10 guys on another puck. No positioning there. I think, yes, the guy on our 40-plus team is not a good position player. The one that asked for a line change with the other team. I don't want to.
Is that
I know.
Is that a byproduct of like having a hard time getting from point A to point B?
All right, well, let's just start this one. 2 games ago, no one's around him, and Bambi just goes right into the boards. He laid down for a good 2 to 3 hours before the gremlin blew the whistle, and even the bench was like, blow the whistle. The guy's down. He's not even moving. So then the gremlin decides, hey, I'll just blow the whistle, toot. And
did you just say toot?
Yeah. And then, so I'm thinking maybe our first game he played and he ran into, like, he may have played before our first game just to get some reps in and everything. He probably threw himself into the boards again and had a mini concussion because our first game, we're wearing black. Our jerseys are all black. The other team we're playing against, all white. You can't not know the difference unless you're concussed or you're just an absolute pigeon of a player. First shift, we hear, forward, forward. We look, and he's wearing dark, but he is on the other bench, yelling to the other bench. That's wearing all white. That is way off position, if you ask me. That is way off. Like, dude should not.
That's not a position.
No, well, I'm just saying he had no business being out there. And I looked at you and I go, good pick. And you just said, shut up.
There was no pick. This wasn't a pick. It wasn't our draft. We had to put guys on teams.
You chose for him to be on our team.
We talked about this.
We didn't. I need Rossi now.
No, we're not putting Rossi on here.
He belongs.
Gang up on him.
He belongs on your A-League team. He belongs on your A-League team.
Pete would be good with that.
I know.
Pete would be good with that. I'll call him up when we play Pete next.
But this guy, he has no idea where. I don't know how many times he's fallen down. And there was one time, again, no one's around him, and I happened to be on his line, and you said it best. He fell down like 3 times. No one's around him, and I had enough. I just said, no one's around him. He fell. One game I said, everyone sharpen your fucking skates or you're getting videos. He must have had that high ringing in his ear from concussions because he did not hear me. The next game, you said it, he fell down like 3 to 4 times in one shift. And that one time I'm like, I just lost. I just said, get the fuck up. And he tried to get up. He was on all fours and he just sprawled out like Bambi. Sprawled out. So I went over there, picked him up, and just threw him onto the bench. But yeah, he's really bad on positioning too. Really bad on positioning.
I think that's probably because he can't get from point A to point B like he's supposed to.
He's like point A to point A1 and A2.
He's just point A. Point A.
I got another guy. We talk one of the guys on
Coast to Coast.
No, not Coast to Coast. One of the guys that just happened to be running his mouth at me the past season. I didn't know he existed. Plays on the Ice Hogs, defenseman. Okay. I had a beef with him, and you said, oh, he probably listens to the podcast and feels comfortable. I didn't know he existed. Well, he was running his mouth to me during warm-ups. I have no idea who you are. Well, that same game, he lines up next to me. I'm a forward, and I go, buddy, You're on the other side of the ice. Even the referee's like, what are you doing? You're a defenseman and you're lining up right. So, yeah,
You
wrong
should be
position.
lining up there anyways.
Yes. Yes. And I go, keep on running your mouth to me. You know the game so well.
We've devolved a little bit into just making fun of people for standing in the wrong spot now.
That's what we do with.
That's like the U10, my kid in their travel program. You watch those kids ice the puck, and both teams will just stand in the same spot at the opposite end of the ice. They won't move down back to where the puck was iced from. They just stand there, and the referee has to blow it. And the referees will get like mad at them. It's like, just come on, guys, drop us over here. And so, and then the kids get confused because there's two referees, and so they'll stand by the other referee, and the other referee won't say anything for a beat, and then the kids are just hanging out staring at him. And then he realizes they're looking at him. He's like, "No, guys, you got to go over there." And so it's like, man, you feel like the referees at that age level could be like a little more instructive. Like, hey, guys, face off down here. Come on, let's go this way. Line up where the other referee is at. Nope, not
at all, huh?
Not at all.
Not
It's
at
pretty
all.
rough, but yeah.
Jeez Louise.
So men's beer league and single A travel 10U is apparently basically the same thing.
Oh man, yes, it is. Now I'll admit,
there were kids that were skating like 15 feet off sides too a couple times, like just pass me the puck, wee, and there they go right onto the zone. And I'm sitting in the stands laughing at this other team, and I'm like, it's again, they're 10, so they'll get it, they'll learn, and they'll grow out of some of that, or they'll get that coached out of them. But it's just comical because you're like, that kid's a little offsides, like 12 feet a little offsides. So, and it happens in men's beer league too. Freaking Will Hall.
Oh yeah, he's another one. Like Will Hall,
Bambi Senior.
Oh, the stoner man. I think he's just
Bambi Senior.
He is way too high to even comprehend what's going on. Sometimes there was one time he was way offsides. Like he was like parked offsides.
I think we told the story about us trying to get him off the ice one time. It was a whistle. He came to the bench and he stood there on the other side of the boards and just stared at us. I looked at him and I said,
huh?
"Hey," I said, "Are you changing?" And he looks at me like this.
Yeah, huh?
It just doesn't move. And I said, "Man, are you changing? Are you coming over or what?" Still just stares. I asked him 3 or 4 times. It was to the point where they were about to drop the puck at center ice. And so I finally yelled at him. I was like, "Are you getting off the ice or not?" He goes, "Oh, my bad," and turns around and goes and skates to the circle. I have no idea why he came to the bench. I don't even understand why he got to the bench. It didn't make any sense to me at all if he was just going to turn around and go take the draw. Just weirdest thing ever.
So cement skates and your brother play on the same line. And
hey, that's probably perfect. They'll never be in the same place.
No, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'll be with Pepper and Hoffman, and then they say, "Who you got?" And I go, "I'm trying to figure out what's going on out there for me to figure out what position." So it got to the point where me and Hoffman and Pepper, I just go, "You take the first guy. You take the first guy. I'll take the second guy. We'll just do that."
It's positional Russian roulette out there.
It really is. It's you almost
What position are you playing? I don't know. Okay, good. That's perfect.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, people. But I don't under. Well, again, your brother and cement skates, they are natural. I won't want to say natural, but they grew up playing roller hockey, so
yes,
less positioning,
right,
skill set there. But you still need to know. I don't know. Was roller hockey down here?
Roller
4
hockey.
on 4? Is it 4 on 4?
Roller hockey's always been 4 on 4, and then the other thing too, though, is like positional was just forward and D, and so forwards were your 2 guys that played on the front end. D was your guys that played on the back end, and your positional responsibilities were way more north-south than they were east-west, right? And so if because positions are so much more fluid in roller hockey. And I had a conversation with a guy that played ice. He's the same age as me. He grew up in New York, but he played a ton of roller and ice. And he and Pete actually went to the same college. They were, I think, a year or 2 apart from playing with one another. But anyways, good hockey player. Played a lot of really good hockey. And he and I had a lot of conversations about roller because we had played some of the same like tournament circuits and stuff. Again, growing up here, I had never gone to New York, and he never came down this way. But we played in similar like Echoes and Narches and things like that. And so we talked about a lot of like higher level roller hockey, whatever. And it is very much more like man to man, like basketball. And so you play less of a position and more of a player. So like we lose the puck, your job is to track kind of an area, but also a player. So if you take the guy with the puck, you're kind of carrying with that guy. If I'm a forward and they're forward and I kind of body up on them and they drift all the way in behind our net, I'm following him all the way behind the net. I'm not passing him off to someone. And our defense then rotates around and finds another either lane or player to pick up. And so there's a lot of rotation happening. So there's constant movement, even between D and winger. And so basically what happens is if a winger drifts all the way down low, one of the defenders drifts up high and ends up playing as a high man now, and that winger takes on the responsibility of being down low. And if that winger follows the puck and goes all the way back up basically to his position up high in the zone, everybody else keeps rotating around. And so it's a lot more rotational play than ice hockey used to be. Ice hockey has gotten more rotational, specifically with forwards and movement left, right, east, west on the ice. Correct. And so you cycle around, and then as you come back into your defensive zone, you try to settle back into your positions. Right. And so, but you still have a lot of left, right movement. So it could be where we've cycled, and if I'm playing ice and I'm a right winger, and I've cycled for whatever reason over onto the left wing, but I'm in the neutral zone, and all of a sudden we're going back. I'm not going to waste my time cycling all the way back over. I'm coming straight back to play now the left side.
Correct.
And the other winger flips, and now they're going to play the other side. And when we get the opportunity, we flip flop back over, kind of thing. So
cycling with your brother and cement skates is
not. Yeah, it's like a.
It's like
did you ever watch the little kids thing, the what do they call it, the maypole, where they go over and under with like the
yes. Or it's like a labyrinth.
It feels like.
It's like a labyrinth where the marble's just going like this.
Right. It feels like that, except for cycling with them feels like every other kid goes the wrong way. And when you do it right, you get this nice, pretty like weave.
Yeah.
Right. And so what happens when you get people go the wrong way, when you stop and you do your little dance and then you go in reverse, eventually you get to where like those knots are, and all of a sudden the whole rig comes to a screeching halt because the kids are having to go now in reverse, and they forgot that they went under. That's what it looks like.
It looks like a big ball of yarn that just went through the washing machine and the dryer, like just an absolute mess.
A big ball of yarn.
An absolute mess.
An abdo. Yeah, that's right. An ab don't. An ab don't.
Yeah, whoever. Oh, Sims. It's my new favorite word.
I love Sims.
I missed him too. He's
shout out, Mr. Sims. I'm sorry he couldn't play with us this season, but I hope he gets feeling better soon. Hey, we need to do a phone call. We haven't done a phone call in a hot second. Which one do we want to do about? Which one do we want to do?
I'll follow my lead. Bring. Bring.
Hello.
Can I talk to Mr. Cass? First name Bro.
This is Brocass. How can I help you?
Yes, I am calling about an invoice, Mr. Brocass. You are.
I'm sorry. Which invoice? There are quite a few outstanding ones that I currently have.
I'm calling about a jersey invoice that you are 32 days past due. I've sent 4 emails. I even carbon copied someone in an email, and you still have not paid, Mr. Cass.
So I have a couple of different jersey orders that I have placed recently. I have a Harley Davidson jersey that I ordered.
What size is that jersey?
I also have a 3X, and I ordered 2 of them, one for me and one for my partner. But I also have a trumpet team jerseys that we've ordered, a rusty trombone team jerseys that we've ordered, and then occasionally I play hockey, and we have some hockey jerseys too. So which jerseys are you? So what are you telling me now about my invoice?
This jersey. Actually, we did all of those jerseys. So, yeah.
I thought we ordered them through different people. I don't know. We talked to different guys when I ordered jerseys and all, and I tried to tell them for them to take care of it, and they didn't. They kept telling me to take care of it, and so I got really confused as to who was taking care of it.
Okay, well,
I collected money for all of them.
You did. I'll give you congratulations. Well, you know that money. So the way this works is that money that you have collected goes to us. So you owe us.
Wait, back up.
It's all right. Think of it this way:
the money goes where?
It goes to our company because we.
Okay, so hang on. So I got the money, and I put it in my account, and you want me to take that money and give it to you now?
Yes.
What were you planning on doing? What if all of the money that I got isn't still in my account?
Well, what were you planning on doing with the money in the first place when they gave you money for jerseys? We're talking about the parachute, the Harley Davidson parachute that you ordered.
You're saying doing like in the future. I've already done something with that money. So
what was your plan?
I'm not sure if you're aware, but I have a child.
Honestly,
time out.
I feel like I'm talking to a child. I feel like I'm talking to a child.
That child gets hungry. And sometimes that child needs to eat. And sometimes I feed that child. And so my money has to go to feed my child. I had a Sarah McLachlan track that was supposed to be playing in the background. It's not working.
All right.
I had to feed my kid, dude. Okay?
All right, Mr. Broke Ass. That's not
I
my
asked
problem.
most people not to enunciate it together. I prefer it bro and Cass, sir.
Look, bitch, I am telling you right now, you owe us over $1,500 in jerseys.
I think you got the wrong guy. I don't remember any of my jerseys costing that much money. Did you send any emails on this?
I did send emails.
I've not gotten any emails.
I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. Well, what email address did you use?
I used bro_Cass _ can't pay at I'm a bitch.
Okay, that's my email. That sounds right. At Gmail.
So this email is I looked it up. It looks like it's a specific email. You couldn't even afford the at Gmail or at AOL or at Comcast.
Good point. That was a gotcha question. You got me. So, okay. Yeah, I don't see any of these. Who sent it? Because if you didn't send me these invoices, then I don't know that I necessarily have to pay them. And so I'm not sure why we'd be having this conversation. So who did it come from?
Well, I carbon copied Rusty in this. He was the one that started all these jersey orders.
Look, I asked Rusty 100 times if I could give him the money and he could pay the things. And Rusty kept telling me it wasn't his responsibility, it was my responsibility. And I thought all I was supposed to do was just like tell the guys that we could fist fight if we wanted to in the middle of a C League game. And Rusty tried to tell me not to. So Rusty should probably be paying you, not me.
All right. Right now, I am getting like an ulcer trying to talk to you about this. How much money did you collect and how much money do you have left? What can you give me right now?
I collected $1,500.
Okay. How much of that do you have left that you can pay me? All right. So
$600.
So how big is your kid on steroids? Is he like, are you trying to feed him? Like, what are you trying to feed this kid?
I'll get you on the 5th, my brother.
Look, I've never done a payment plan other than for White Magic for a stick. And he did a 16-month payment plan for a stick.
Can we do that? I would like the 16-month payment plan.
No, you cannot because Rusty.
So you want me to not feed my family?
So I'm just going to tell you this right now. I actually had to look you up on social media and try to find out a little bit more about you. Your partner looks like they haven't missed a meal. All right? So, I need my money. What can we do? What can you do to get my money to me now?
I think I might have a musical instrument or two that I can post up for sale. It should be, I should bring in enough money to pay off like a beater car with it. And I'll give you half of what I owe after I make the sale.
What kind of instrument are we talking about that you can pay me? And how soon do you think you can pay me?
Give me a week. Give me.
Are you selling a skin flute?
I don't even know what that is. I've never been a woodwinds guy. Okay.
It's our listeners are so lost right now. They're like, "What the fuck is going?" Only a few will get it. Only a few will get it.
I gotta go. This is ridiculous. You'll have your money when I get it to you. Bye. Sorry, Sarah came down. Sarah walked in at the tail end of that. No, stop. She walked in and she heard me saying the woodwinds and the whatever else, and she goes, "Y'all are idiots."
Well, midway through it, I'm thinking this is going to be a nightmare trying to make a cartoon out of this because it's so long and I forgot how to do it.
I was like, "Are you going to end this at any point? What are you doing here?"
I was trying to build up to the instrument, and I knew you weren't going to say skin flute, so
I can't imagine why you wouldn't think that I would say that. Idiot.
Our listeners are like, all right, so I can just tell you right now, the people that get it are laughing their asses off. The people that don't get it are going to do a sprints, meat and potatoes. Fast forward.
Sprints, if you've made it this far, like and comment.
Sprints knows what we're talking about. And then he'll just go like, "Huh, you guys are wild. You guys are wild." That's what he says.
I know it is.
I love you, Sprints. I love you, Sprints. As long as you're tipping, why don't you give us a tip too?
Sprints, I don't know the difference between you and Cohen, so I do love you, but I can't tell the two of you apart. So if one of you could paint your helmet orange or something so I can figure it out. Actually, I know what we're going to do. So I saw a short video today.
Well, you got to explain to our listeners what's going on, like why you can't understand, why you can't tell them apart.
So we got two guys that play on our 40-plus team, Sprints and Cohen. They're both right-handed guys. They both skate identical.
Same height,
their gear,
same build.
Same height, same build. Their gear looks the same. I think they both play with Warrior sticks. Sprints may play with a CCM, but either way, their stuff looks the same. And I kid you not, 9 times out of 10, I'm yelling Sprints when it's Cohen, and I'm yelling Cohen when it's Sprints. And I cannot get the two of them fixed. This past week, we played a game. I yelled at Sprints to get the puck and got to the bench, and I was like, "God dang it, Sprints!" And he looked down at the bench and goes, "What?" And I go, "Oh, you're not on the ice. Crap, that was Cohen I needed to be yelling at." And then 30 seconds later, Cohen comes hustling into the zone. I'm like, "Nice back check, Cohen." And he goes, "Hey, if you yelled at me on the ice for that, you can at least give me kudos on the ice when he's done." I said, "Okay, good job, Sprints. Way to go." So, yeah, I can't tell them apart.
It's really difficult. But for the record, they play really good positioning. It's just that they have four guys on the line, and they cycle through, so that each position is different. So it does mess you up. But they play good. They play their position pretty well.
Either way, all right. So I saw a social media post today where this guy was like keeping track of your partner at like the theme park, and they did like a yellow arrow over their head, like pointing down, and they had like the little hat, the little wire, like headband, and it was attached to it. So they were walking through the park, and sure enough, he had all these like short videos of like his girlfriend walking through the park, and you could see the arrow bouncing around. I was like, that'd be hilarious on top of a hockey helmet, like skating around. Like, where's it? So we're gonna get one for Sprints. We got to get a little thing with an arrow. I'm gonna Amazon look for it tonight, and we're gonna put it on his helmet, and he's gonna have to skate in the game. That way, I can at least tell the two of them apart.
Whoa! What was that yelling about? That was a good yell.
Talking to the dogs.
Oh,
she's trying to help. She's trying to clean the dog that I was telling you about.
She's trying to help by just trying to get some airtime.
No, she's trying to clean the dog. So, yeah. Oh man,
all right, this was a great podcast. But the phone call. If you guys are wondering what the phone call is all about,
send us a message. We'll tell you. Yeah,
hit me up or go to a Sunday game and ask one of the teams.
Yep. We have a new coming hopefully really soon. I ordered some wax from some folks I'm not going to plug them right now because we want to do it on the front end of a podcast, but we got some new stick wax coming that we're going to trial out, see how it does. We've got some other folks in the league that have used it already. They like it. Said it's got some good flavors to it. Not sure why they're eating it. It's kind of weird, but anyways. Got him. So anyway, so we're going to give those guys a shout though in a future podcast. We're going to give those guys a shout in a future podcast with their stick wax. So, oh my gosh, we didn't be able to talk. So,
sorry about that.
That audio of you just coming back in, going, boo. That's going to be the best for people that are just listening and not watching. Oh, man. So, guys, thanks for listening. We really appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. Please like and subscribe. Share. I'm just trying to say something.
Guys, I got you. Guys, thanks for listening. We appreciate the heck out of you. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow us on all those different social medias. We've talked about it a bunch. We got the tournament coming up in August in Chicago. If you want more info on it, let us know. Zeros, Dump and Skate, everybody's sponsoring it. Everybody's going to be there. Be there, or you're a loser.
We'll do a plug next podcast.
So, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye. Bitches.